Hey, you guys. Okay, I am super excited for this training tonight because you've got. Okay. Can you hear me now?
You're good.
Okay, y'all, if you're watching the replay, just know that my computer just went kaput. I have no idea what's happening with it. So we had to do some switching of roles tonight. So let me start over. I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. My name is Lauren Jewett. I'm a diamond leader with It Works, and I have been with the company now for 4 years. And then I have Courtney here with me, and we are going to talk to you guys about how to make cash quick. Here's the deal, you guys. No, I've never met anybody who got started with this business because they just had a ton of extra money floating around. Most people, myself included, get started because they don't have extra money and they need it, and they need it right then. They don't need it in 3 to 5 weeks from now. You know what I mean? If that was you and you started this business because you needed money right away, drop a 1 in the comments. When I got started with this business, I was actually living in a homeless shelter with my family and my service dog at the time. And we were struggling. When I tell you guys struggling, I mean, someone's coming in. Exactly. When I tell you guys we were struggling, I mean, like, we were struggling bad enough that we were having to eat dinner at my parents' house every single day because we could not afford food. And I needed more than anything to get this business rolling, to make money quick so that I could get out of the living situation, out of the job situation. It was an awful experience. And I was just done. I needed like a full life makeover. Okay. And if you're like that and you understand what I'm saying in any capacity, drop a 2 below, because that means that you do understand what we're about to talk about and why it's so important. So we are going to talk about getting started with this business and how you can make money fast, you guys. And I'm going to talk to you guys about sample cash. If you do know me, then you know that 4 weeks ago, my wife was in a very bad car accident and she broke her back in 3 places. And she was a big breadwinner when it comes to our income. She worked at UPS, and so she made good money for a small amount of time, and she held all of our benefits in her hand. And so when this happened, I knew that it was time for me to take my business to the next level. It was time to stop saying I'm going triple and to actually go triple. But I knew that in order to go triple, I was going to need team members and customers, and that might take some time. So I decided that I was going to start working on selling samples. I have had thank you. And honestly, it probably could have been even more than that. And that's what I'm going for this week. This week, my goal is to make $100 every single day so that we can get our car fixed without having to touch any of my income that's been coming in from this business. So I want to talk about how I've been doing that. I want to talk about about samples. So I would like you guys to drop in the chat how much money you would like to make before Saturday evening with sample cash. I want to know what your goal is. And this can be something, you know, enough to pay for gas for the week. It could be enough to pay your phone bill for the week. It could be enough to buy all the stuff you need for a kitten, which is exactly what I did last week. So you guys just tell me what you're looking for, because I am curious to know where we're at with this. I saw $200, $100. Okay, you don't have samples. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to get samples if you don't have samples yet, because, you know, I guess that's pretty important, right? So here's the deal, you guys. The first step to selling samples, especially if you don't have samples yet, is to sell samples. Okay, so what I mean by that is when you find two people to buy coffee or to buy skinny tea from you, you're going to make over the amount of money that it costs to buy 5 sample packs. Okay. Now, if you do not have $200, awesome. $150, great. Okay. So if you do not have the sample app yet, you need to download it, and you can download it really easily by opening your Connect app and clicking send a sample. It will prompt you to download the app. You can also get it by going to your app store. It's on Android and Apple, and clicking, just typing in It Works sample app, and it will come up. Okay. Now you can buy your sample app or your sample product points or whatever through that app. And it's really simple. Never buy them individually. Always buy them at least 5 at a time. And the reason for that being is because the sample like conversation I'm going to be showing you guys is going to prompt people to buy at least 2 different samples from you. Okay. We are going all in. Here's the deal. If somebody was going to say yes to samples, they're not going to turn around and say no to you because you asked them to buy more samples. If there's anything we know about these products, it's that they're amazing. And when people get it for 3 days, it's not enough product to last them until they decide that they love it enough to order as a customer and to receive it. So what's going to happen is they're going to use it for 3 days. Okay. Then they're going to say, yeah, it was really good, but I didn't see a difference. Do you know why? Because it's going to take them 3 days to figure out how they like the taste ratio, water to product. Okay. How many of you had to make the product 2 or 3 different times before you found your perfect way to make it? Drop a 4 in the chat, because I know I did. And I like to experiment with different things. And if I only have 3 days worth of a product, how am I supposed to experiment? Okay. So you're going to want to make sure that you are buying at least 5 samples at a time. Okay. Now, my computer is kind of coming back, so bear with me as I try to reconnect my life to my computer. So what you're going to do is you're going to buy that sample pack. Now, if you don't have the samples yet, first of all, if you're brand new, if you just got started or you got started in the last month, you have 7 sample credits that were actually given to you when you started. So you already have sample credits. Now, if you've already used those all, you've sent them to yourself, you sold them, whatever you did to them, that's totally fine. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get you started with selling samples so that you can actually be making money. Okay. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, you guys, I can finally see you. Can you turn me to the other Lauren being the co-host? Don't change host, just spotlight the other Lauren. Thank you guys for bearing with us on this. I really appreciate it. Perfect. And then can you unspotlight? Now there's 2 Laurens. Woohoo! Thank you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my video on this one. Okay. So that's funny.
Okay, sorry you guys, I really appreciate you bearing with me. I really needed to have 2 devices so I can send in the chat my scripts, but then I could see everyone with this. If Courtney, you'll spotlight yourself too, I'd love to have both of us on the screen. Okay, so here is, awesome, thank you. So we're going to talk about how to get started. So if you're brand new, you don't have samples, you need to sell samples to buy samples, that's totally okay. We're going to find one person who wants to try either 6 days of coffee or coffee and tea, okay? When you purchase sample credits, it's $35 plus tax. For me in Tennessee, our sales tax is 9.75% on the dollar, and it costs $38 and I think like 41 cents to buy the 5-pack. Now that includes 10 DV, and you can move that volume, you guys. So you can move that volume under a leg that's short 10. I actually was able to complete a 400 leg last month, a brand new 400 leg with my extra 10 BV because I was 10 BV away from hitting 400 in that leg. So you can move the volume. If you don't know how to do that, go ahead and contact your enroller about that because they can walk you through it. It'll be a lot easier than me trying to explain it to you right now. But you can move it or you can keep it under yourself. Totally up to you. I always move volume because I'm trying to promote and I want my team to promote, and so it just works better that way. So the first thing that I would suggest doing is you're going to make a post, okay? And this post is going to be so that you can sell samples. And I'm going to drop the post in the comments. This is a post that I have actually used recently. And if you go to my page, you should be able to see it there. But you might be shocked to know that there were no comments on it. However, I sold 7 samples the same day that I made this post because people were watching me and they were messaging me without actually commenting. So here's the deal. I post that with a picture of me holding coffee, okay? So my job is to show myself. I don't want to just say words. I want to show who I am. So I was showing myself. This is a great starter post. However, you can do samples of whatever product, you guys. I sell samples of skinny wraps like crazy, okay? Like crazy. I'm also going to drop my word board link in the comments for you guys because my word board has all scripts for samples for reaching out, all of it. It's got it all in there. And I want you guys to have it all so that you don't have any excuses as to why you are not selling samples. I can't do 2 things at once. I don't know. I'm trying. Okay, there's my board. Okay, so the first thing that I will send to people, first of all, let's talk about sample messages for people whose birthday it is. I no longer just say happy birthday to people. I ask them if they want samples and let them know I'm going to give them a discount. Here's my birthday message. And when they reply and they say yes, I send this. Okay. Now, in my birthday samples, they get a really big discount on samples if they do the $69 bundle. But here's the reason I'm doing that. I am charging full price for all of my other products that I sell samples of. Y'all, your samples are not free. I dare you to walk into Starbucks and be like, I would like to get 3 cups, and you'll actually need to get 6 because of the amount of caffeine difference, because if we're being honest, we all drink coffee because we need caffeine, okay? So I would like to get 6 free cups of coffee that burns fat, gives me focus, and boosts my metabolism, and curbs my appetite. They're gonna look at you like you are a damn joke, okay? I don't know about y'all, but at my Starbucks, I have to pay for water. They charge me 30 cents for my cup for water. Tap water, it's not filtered. And half the time it's room temperature because they don't put enough freaking ice in it. Okay, so you're not going to sell free samples. Okay, you don't get samples for free, and we are not selling samples for free. We are selling samples to make quick cash to pay our bills. We have people who needed 100, 200, 150, 100, 200. Y'all aren't going to get that for giving them away for free. You're just not, okay? So we are always going to charge for product. Now, it's very rare that I have people say, oh, your samples aren't free. It's very rare. But when I do, I send them a voice memo because I want them to hear me. And I say something along the lines of, I'm so sorry, girl. I wish I could give them to you for free, but I actually have to buy them in order to send them to you. And this is my income for my family. So if I give away all of my product for free, my family's going to be hurting. And I'm sure you would never want anybody to ask that of you. And they always reply with a kind message. Always. They always just say something like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know that you paid for it. I just thought it was free. Other companies gave me free stuff. And you know what I say to that? Well, let me tell you what, girl, this is going to be the best $20 you ever spent on coffee because you are going to feel amazing and you will be hooked. And then I can hook you up with my massive customer discount. Okay. I always go for the sample and then I just follow up to get them as a customer. Quick cash customer is still coming. Now, if you want to go straight for the customer, that's great. But I have found so many times, if I can get a sample to them, there is no doubt that they are going to sign up as a customer because they're going to fall in love with it. Okay. Always, always, always. So for birthdays, I send them this message and it says, I'm letting, oh, no, that's the post. Sorry. The birthday message says, hey girl, happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing day. I wanted to offer you a birthday credit to try some product for $5 off. I have Skinny Wrap, Sleepy Tea, Energy Pixie Sticks, and Skinny Coffee available. Which would you like to try? Usually they reply with one or two things or they ask about something. Then I will tell them the blurb about the product, which is in my board that I posted in here. Under closing, all of the closing scripts. So I put it in there and then I say, awesome. So you can get a 3-day trial of one product for $20, or you can get 2 different items for $35. And that's the $5 off. Okay. Because I charge $25 for coffee. Shout out to Courtney. I used to do 20, but I just wasn't liking the profit margin. And I know our coffee is well worth over $20, well worth it. Because if I pay $9 for crappy Starbucks coffee, why would somebody not pay $7 or $8 for a cup of amazing coffee, right? If you love our coffee, I want you to comment coffee below. I'm curious to see how many of y'all drink our coffee. If you like the tea, you can comment tea below. That's right. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Everybody's saying coffee and tea. Yes, I love it. Okay, you guys. So I use my product rewards. And if you are brand new and you don't know what that is, your product rewards are a discounted product. We have Sleepy Tea samples. We have Skinny Brew, Keto Coffee, Wraps, and Energy Pixie Sticks. So 5 different products that you can get at a massive discount. It's $19 for one product, okay? And you get free shipping, okay? So when I sell those samples, I convert them to customers. I've signed 2 customers today from samples, okay? Because they loved the product so much they couldn't wait to get more as a customer. So 2 customers today alone from samples. That gives me an extra product point. Then I can go in and buy products for samples, okay? Now, I do not buy coffee there, and I do not buy the tea there. I use the credits from the sample app. However, I do buy the wraps, the Energy Pixie Stick, and the Keto Coffee because I do sell samples of Keto Coffee, $25 for 3, okay? That includes shipping. And if I'm doing their birthday credit, they get $5 off. So there's that. Okay, so I message people like that. I also have 2 different reach out messages that I use regularly to message people. Now, when I message people, I go down my alphabet and I screenshot and circle the next name in line to be messaged so that I can go back and check it. And the reason I do this is for two reasons. One, no one gets left behind. No one. It might take me 3 months to get through my friend list. I have over 4,000 friends. However, if you are messaging every single day, you can easily message 100 people this way. Because guess what? There's no more going in and out. Oh, I just messaged that person yesterday, because they are always active on Facebook, but they don't have time to do the business. Okay? You guys know those people. We've all met them. So make sure that you are putting a system in place to where you are being the most productive. And for me, it is going in my friends list order through alphabetical. Now, if you don't know how to get to that, you can do that by going to your actual profile and then clicking friends. If you click friends from the 3 lines in the bottom right corner, you can change it to either being oldest or newest first. And I don't do that because they're not in alphabetical order. So when you're halfway through, you spend so much time trying to figure out where the last message was that you sent. So alphabetical order is the way to go. So I send both of these messages every single day. I send them to 25 people each, and then I switch to the next message, and I send it to 25 people, and then I send 25 messages a couple hours later for customers, and 25 messages a couple hours later for distributors. And then I go and do the same thing on Instagram. I start with my newest friend or newest people that I'm following and scroll down a little bit, and then I just work my way down because I'm following 100 plus new people every single day on Instagram that I'm not in Instagram jail, which is like always. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting as many messages out. You guys, this is a numbers game. If you want to make more money, you have to do more work. That's all it comes down to. It's not about having the right message, even though these messages have worked great. It's not about having the perfect post. It's not about having friends that are going to support you or having 4,000 friends. When I started this business, I had 72 friends on Facebook and no Instagram at all. Okay. And if I can go diamond in 4 months with those statistics, anybody else can do it. It's all about making sure you're putting in the effort. Okay. Set a timer on your phone for 10 minutes and message your butt off for 10 minutes. I have done, she's laughing at me because it's funny, because I literally sit here and I set a timer, and for 10 minutes, I just in and out messaging over and over and over. I have done the math, and you can send 25 messages in 4.5 minutes. I know you can, because I can do it in 4. And I've been doing this every single day now for, I think I'm on day like 23 of doing this specific task list every single day. Okay. So I know that you guys can do it in 4.5. Instagram takes me a little bit longer because I have to go and I have to click on their profile and then click message. Whereas on Facebook, I can just click message. But it's still not much, maybe like 5.5 minutes instead of 4.5. It's totally fine. It's worth it. So you can easily get out 100 messages a day in less than 30 minutes, as long as you're being like dedicated to what you're actually doing. So the messages I send are, hey, I'm looking for 7 more people who would be interested in using our sleepy tea or metabolism boosting coffee. It's just a 3-day trial, and there is no commitment. After you're done with the 3-day trial, you'll just give me a personal review. I'll pay for shipping, so it's cheaper. What do you think? And that right there lets people know it's not free, but it is going to be cheaper because I'm doing something for you. I'm paying for that shipping. Okay. The next one that I use, which is for my wraps, it says, hey, I'm looking for 3 more people who would be interested in toning / firming wraps. It's just a 1 or 2 pack trial, and there's no commitment. After you're done with the trial, you just give me a personal review. I'll pay for shipping, so it's cheaper. What you think? Okay. Now, when they say yes, my reply for the coffee is, hold on. I pressed the wrong button. Give me a second. Oh my gosh. Come on. Thank you. Okay. So my reply for coffee is this. It says, I have 1 sample left of each. I want people to know that I am serious about this. They go fast. And here's the deal. I almost always only have 1 sample left. I'm not the kind of person who can say I only have one more discounted spot, because that like eats me up. And if that's not you, totally fine. Like so many people do it, but I just can't do it. So I say things like I have one spot left to fill tonight, or I have one discounted spot for the evening that I'm, you know, that I have open or whatever. Okay. Every day I have a goal. I'm going to get this many customers, sell this many samples. I literally have a checkbox of my samples. I sell at least 15 every week. So I make sure that I'm hitting those. So I'm telling people I have this many spots left because that's how many I have to hit my goal. Okay. So don't be afraid to put that in there. Just make sure you're being honest and true to yourself. Set those goals first thing in the morning when you're doing your personal development, so that you can be honest and say whatever you need to say to make them realize how important it is to get this in and going now. Okay. So it says, I have one spot left of each. The new Skinny Brew is so amazing. It has special ingredients that help you lose weight, keep you focused, give you energy, helps fight stress, and reduces your appetite. It tastes so good. I have samples to send out. They come in a 3-pack with information on how they work. And some people actually split each pack in half, so you can even get 6 cups of coffee. The sample pack is $20 with no tax, and I'll ship it for free. The Sleepy Tea is a light green tea with melatonin and chamomile. Not only does it help you fall asleep, but it helps you stay asleep too. If you want, you can do both today for only $35. Which one do you want to do? The money can be sent through Venmo, PayPal, and Facebook. Now that's how I accept it. Y'all can accept it however you want. Thanks, love. However you want to. If you use PayPal or Zelle or Cash App or whatever it is, it's totally fine, whatever you do. And then they usually say, I want to do both. And so I don't wait for them to tell me how they want to pay it. I instantly send them a request on Facebook. If I'm on Instagram, then I will ask them. However, my goal is to get that money quick. I don't want to wait for them to have to answer 3 more questions. I'm going to send them the request. They're going to click on it and they're going to pay. And I have a lot of older people. And when I say older, I mean over 50. I'm only 26, so that is older for me. Okay. It's not like my normal, like, friend age group. However, most of my customers, they're just older. They are, and it's fine. But it's easier if I send them a request, all they have to do is click and then type their card info in, instead of trying to figure out how to work PayPal or figure out how to work Cash App or Venmo, or to tell me that they don't have them and they don't know what they are. Like, it's fine. I'm going to take care of it for you. I'm shipping them for free, and I'm sending you the request to pay me for free. You're welcome. So that is my reply for the coffee and the tea. If they were to say, I only want coffee, then I send basically the same thing. I just take out the part about the tea. And I've never had anybody tell me that they just want the tea. But if they did, boom, there it is. It's basically the same thing without the coffee part in front. Okay. I've literally never had anybody tell me they just want the tea. That's not true. I sold 3 packs of just tea to somebody the other day, and it was really weird. I was like, but what about caffeine? How do you live your life without caffeine? I don't get it. I will never understand. They're like, oh, I eat vegan veggies. And I'm like, eh. But what about the caffeine? I just don't get it. It's fine. Okay. So I also do slimming gummies. And the way I do this is I purchased the sealable plastic sample packages. I don't exactly know what they're called, but if you literally go on Amazon and you search sealable sample pouches, you can find like small bags. And I think I paid like $7 for 100 of them. And the only thing you need to do about those, I do 3 days still for $20. And I just put 6 gummies in this little package. And then I use my straightener to seal it so that they can see that it is sealed and that it didn't get opened at some point on the way home, on the way to its new home to them. I'm thinking about my kitten and I'm really excited to bring her home, so forgive me. Anyway, I just seal it up. And then the important thing is making sure that you send them the list of ingredients, the back of the bottle. The reason we can do the samples of the other products is because the ingredients are on the packaging. So you just need to make sure you either print it out or you send them a picture and take a screenshot and save the screenshot so that you have proof in case they were to ever say, oh, I almost died from an allergic reaction. I didn't know there was coconut oil in it. And you could be like, I sent you the label. I'm so sorry you almost died, but that's not on me. Okay. So just cover all of our bases here, because that's like the big reason that they don't sell samples on our website of that specific product, because of that. You can also do samples of the skinny tea. If you guys are placing your order for your, if you're placing your order for your auto shipment, there it is, you can place those products on your auto shipment so that you can sell samples. I would still do $25 for 3. I would still do it the same. I would use the script the same way and just change sleepy tea to skinny tea and plug in, you know, info about it. I keep it simple. I post about samples on my page almost every day, at least 3 times a week, but almost every day there is a post of something samples. This morning I went live and made my coffee and talked about samples. And 2 days ago I posted about samples. This morning I also posted about samples. You guys, don't get caught up on whether or not people are commenting, because they might not be. They might not comment. My wife looks at every stinking post I make and she never likes or comments. Ever. Ever. Like ever. Okay? And she's my wife. It's not because she hates you or hates me. It's not because the person hates you. It's because not everybody, and I don't know about y'all, but I didn't used to comment on stuff before I started this business. I did call her out. I would just scroll through and look at everybody. I was like super stalker freak. I didn't know that you, she said, thanks, Courtney, for having my back. I didn't know that people actually commented on stuff until we started this business. Okay, so try not to get upset. Don't be afraid to ask your team to go and hype up the post by commenting on it. If you are a leader, meaning you have at least one distributor under you, start a separate chat that is about specifically hyping up other people's posts, and you share your link in there. Make sure it's public so they can like it even if they aren't friends with you. And don't be afraid to ask. If you are in Susan's 2.0, we just implemented this a couple of months ago, where you can share up to 1 post about a product or business every day and ask people to like it, and we will go and like and comment on it. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask people to hype you up so that you feel better. You're getting those comments. People are going to see the comments. They're going to want it. I had 2 people reach out to me yesterday about skinny wraps and never even liked the post. Okay, so I know they're seeing it. So don't. Exactly. Posting is not asking. So don't be afraid to post and ask. You can't do one or the other. You can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with peanut butter, you guys. It's not the same. And if you tell me you eat just peanut butter sandwiches, like, go you, but you are not on the same level of us PB&J people. You're just not. So it's the same thing with posting and asking. That's why you message every day. It is the first task I complete every single day. I'm getting new messages out. I took a day and a half off for the first time in 3 weeks. I took a whole day off of my phone and I came back to my phone with over 100 messages. Why? Because the day before I sent out about 50 at night. So I had people replying to me for the next day. So don't be afraid to ask. That's how I am selling my samples, you guys. I am asking and I am posting. I'm putting stuff in my stories. I am following up with people who said, yes, they wanted to order, but then ghosted me. And I'm asking them, hey, girl, I know you're not ready to commit to that 3 months. I totally get it. Would you like to try some samples of and then I list off the things that I have samples of. with no commitment, and I'll pay for shipping for you. And I'm like getting customers and samples sold because of that, because people are concerned about, you know, the 3-month commitment. And it's very rare that that's actually the issue. It's usually they don't have money to pay for the whole month's supply. But when they find out how much they love the product, they're like, oh, heck yes, I love this. I'm 100% getting started. And it's important to remind them those 3 days, those 6 days, you might not lose any weight. Okay. Like, let's be real honest with these people. We don't want them to expect to lose 25 pounds in 3 days. Okay. So be honest with them. Tell them you might not lose weight these 3 days, but you're going to get to try it and fall in love with it. People using the gummies are going to realize that it doesn't taste like it tastes amazing. Okay. People using the coffee are going to realize it tastes like real coffee and not instant coffee. Everyone is worried about that. People are going to be able to use the tea and find out that they don't wake up groggy the next day. And people are going to get to use the wraps for 1 or 2 wraps, and they're going to see results. Y'all wait till I post my approved before and after picture of my back wrap from yesterday. That stuff is lit. I mean, it's on fire. I'm going to sign so many customers and sell so many samples tomorrow when I post that, because it's insane. You can't suck in your back fat. Y'all have to be a product of the product, and you have to ask. But it is so simple. Don't overthink it. You guys now have access to the scripts that I use. You have access. Follow me. I make all of my posts public. So follow me, and you guys can use my post. I just ask that you wait 24 hours or change the wording. That's all. I don't care beyond that. If you want to copy and paste tomorrow, that's totally fine. Just let my algorithm do its thing first. That's all I ask. But it is really simple, you guys. It is so simple, and you can easily make that $100, $150, $250, $300. If you sell 15 samples, you will profit $250. So if you want to profit over $300, you just sell 20 samples. Y'all, that's 2 samples a day for 5 days. If I did that right, maybe I didn't. How much is that? 20 samples, 5 days. No, that's 10. It's 4 samples a day for 5 days. Okay. And if you are talking to over 50 people a day, you're going to sell that many because the odds are in your favor. Okay. Don't be afraid to do it. It is nothing. It is nothing. It's nothing. You guys got this. Okay. And that extra cash, why you're trying to do that, put that everywhere. Everywhere. I have sticky notes here. I have stuff on my walls. You can't see on my doors, but my dream board, you can see that in the hallway. I have doors of pictures all over. On this one right here, this wall behind my computer, I have my dream office there. You guys, it's everywhere. Samples, I've got quotes. It's just everywhere. Put it everywhere so that you remember. And I encourage you that every time you find yourself just kind of spacing out, I don't know if everybody else in the human world does it, but I do it a lot. I bring myself back, because if you're not directing your thoughts are directing you. I bring myself back and I start saying things that I know I need to hear. Maybe no one else is telling it to me yet, but I will tell me. Maybe my E-Suite doesn't say that I'm a triple diamond making over $15,000 a month, but I tell myself that probably 7 a solid 2 hours a day. Like, I'm in there and I'm quoting things to myself. Okay. Am I unfrozen now? Okay. So I must have been a really good face, because Sierra is dying over there. She is laughing hard at me. It's fine. It probably was like this or something. It's fine. Anyway, so that's all I have about selling samples. We are going to go ahead and talk to Courtney. And I just realized, and I'm so sorry, Courtney, I typed out all of the questions I was going to ask you and did not hit send because I ended up enrolling a customer instead. So we're going to wing it, but I know that you know the answers to everything, so it's totally fine. So go ahead and unmute yourself. You guys, this is one of my, if not my very best friend in this business, and she is a sideline to me, and we do Zooms all the time together, working and just talking and hanging out. And so we decided if we're going to be on Zoom every night, let's do a training every Tuesday so that we can have somebody on here and talking with us, or that we can coach to and do it together, because, you know, why not? Will you tell us your story, please?
Oh, yeah. I was not ready to talk about a story. So, my name is Courtney. I'm a mom of 4 children, and I started this business not for the money. I started it actually because I felt bad to say no and said yes, and ended up staying because I had depression and anxiety, and it saved me from my depression low with the support, the friends that became family, and learning how to do personal development and affirmation. So that was huge for me because I didn't even know what that was until I came across this business. So that was a big, big blessing for us. And then it came, I've been with the business for 4 years now. And now I have completely matched my full-time income and did not even expect that with this business. And I'm fully running, and I'm ready to teach anybody else that's ready for that.
I love that. So what's your next goal?
My next goal is double diamond, but I'm not stopping there. I'm going to triple.
I love it. So Courtney doesn't understand this yet, I guess, but we're going triple together by September. By the end of September, we will be triple together. So it's going to be awesome. And we're going to be making, you know, changing so many lives, including ours. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to do it with you. Y'all, Courtney works more hours than I've ever known another human to work. She has like 300 jobs, and she's going to school full time, and she's a mom of 4. So y'all, when we talk about busy, Courtney is it. And this girl is still enrolling customers all the time. She's like, oh, I'm at the river, but I enrolled 300 customers today. It's great. It's been a good day. I'm like, I thought it was your day off. Yeah, me too. It's fine. And so I couldn't think of anybody better to have hop on here and teach you guys how to hit that $100 bonus that we have going on right now. And a lot of leaders are, you know, enrolling customers under their distributors so that they can help them get fast starts and stuff like that. So I really encourage you to find out how many people are being enrolled by leaders versus are they getting their $100, because I know a lot of people who aren't getting $100 a week, but it's not because they are not enrolling 5 customers a week. So just to put that out there, if you don't have distributors that you are working on fast starts for, then you should be working towards that $100 bonus. But if you are fast starting distributors and not getting the $100 bonus, y'all, 150 is more than 100.
That's right. So, and if you don't hustle for your goals, no one else will. So if you need the money, this is easy right now. 5 people, $100. Like, let's get it.
Yep. It's so simple, you guys. Okay, Courtney, so tell me how you are signing the most customers. Where are you finding them? How are you talking to them? What are they buying?
Okay, so I do want to piggyback with the posting. Make sure you're posting, because when you are messaging people, that they go and look at your profile, and if they don't see that you're posted, they're not going to believe that you're not a scam. So make sure you're posting that shows that you're open. Your business is open and ready to help other people be able to get these products and change their lives. So make sure that you are posting, but remember, like we said earlier, it's not asking. So what I do is I go to my friends, just like Lauren said, and I do alphabetize all my friends, and I go through and I send an opportunity message for a 90-day product tester. Lauren, do you mind posting that in the chat? And I literally just go and I set a timer for myself, 15 minutes. And I message as many people as I can in that 15 minutes. And usually it's about 67 people, just depends on, you know, how distracted I get. but no less than 50. I do not allow myself to get less than 50. And that's a good, fair goal. So that puts me, I try to do it minimum 2 times a day. So that's 100 people. 30 minutes a day gets you 100 people you're talking to. There's no reason nobody can do that. Like she said, I work many jobs. I'm busy. I've got 4 kids. I've got a husband, so 5 kids. So it's so important that you don't let your excuses get in the way. You've got to take the 30 minutes out of your day and get it done. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 in the evening. If you can't do that, fine. 5 minutes, go sneak to the toilet while you're at work. Whatever you got to do, get it done. You're literally sending that message and copying and pasting it to the other people privately. Okay? It's literally that simple. So when they respond back to that, if they say yes, which 90% of them do say yes, I've been very, very, very surprised at that, honestly. So when they say yes, I send the next message under Bree 2, Lauren, if you'll post that in there. And it just discussed.
I posted something in there, but it wasn't the Bree 2 one. I posted the follow-up Friday reply.
That one's a good one too, because it also explains products. So you can use this one or the Bree 2 that she'll drop in here. And what it does is it lists the different products we have under there. And usually they'll send me a minimum of 2 or more, like products that they like. And I'm like, okay, well, right there, already 2 products. Like, let's go. So then after that, I just give them the information and it goes from there. Then I walk them through the explanation of it. And then there's my customer. I at least get 30 potentials a day with just sending this out to only 100 people. Like, that sounds like a lot, but 30 minutes of invested time for 100 people to get 30 potentials, like, just imagine your paycheck, how much it's going to boost. So now don't get discouraged when people say, no, I'm not interested, or no, not right now. What I send is I send the Christy host to post no one.
I'm working on it. Yo, we do this so much. We have what they're labeled in my word board memorized, okay?
And it just says, like, no worries. Hey, real quick, will you make a post for me? And I'll place you in my giveaway. So what that does is now they've said, okay, they can't do the 90-day product or whatever. So now they're going to post for you, which is going to get you more people that want to buy the product. So I just send them a host to post when they say yes to that, because they always say yes to that. And then they post it for me, and then that's how you get even more potentials. So you have 30 potentials already out of that 100. Then you've got more potentials because you're going to have at least like 5 people to make a post for you in that time. So just imagine how much more products you're going to be enrolling. You're going to be a mass enroller and not know what to do.
Yeah, you guys, it's so simple. It's not hard. It's just do the work. You guys have our scripts. I mean, this is what we're both using, and we both are mass customer enrollers every single month. At least for the last 3 months, I know that we both have been. And I have not enrolled less than 19 customers a month all year long. So it's totally doable. But it is important for you guys to remember that at the end of the day, those steps to success is the number one thing you guys have to be focused on. Yes, we want you to earn, get your 5 customers every week and earn that fast start. But if you've never done that, I mean, now's the time. You've got this right in front of you. And I will drop the link to the board again, but you guys have the link to the board. So you have all of these scripts. And you can also save this conversation in the chat. Okay, so what do you upsell? Or are you like starting big and then dropping down as they go? Or are you just going like with whatever 1 or 2 products that they tell you they want? Like how are you doing that? How are you getting the most out of your customer?
Okay, so like I said, they always choose at least 2 products. So I start with that. I explain the 2, and I always upsell. I used to not upsell until Lauren actually was like, Courtney, you're crazy. Like, upsell. And now I always upsell. The worst they can do is say no, and you're like, okay, that's fine. We'll just stick with what you want to do, and you can always add that onto your next order if you want to. And those scripts are also under the products that you discuss with them. it has upsell under every single one of those products in those boards. So it's literally, oh, sorry, I could not say that word. Literally, it's right there. So you just have to click upsell and it sends you the message to put.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my upsell. Actually, I will drop the entire script because you've been selling a lot of gummies, right? Gummies is like a big thing you sell because I know that that's like my top. Yep. Other than coffee and wraps, but usually I do all of them together. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this whole script in the chat. Will you touch on, while I do this, will you touch on follow-up and how you're following up with people if they say, I can't afford it right now, or I would love to get XYZ, but I just can't today? How are you handling somebody saying no to you? Not necessarily just flat out no, because we know how you handle that. You told us, but how are you handling it if you need to follow up with them?
Okay, so I go ahead and write them down as a potential, and I always go back. For every week, I go back to the week before and I follow up, and vice versa, especially towards the end of the month. I'm going through all of my previous past follow-ups and I'm messaging them, and then I'm sending like, hey girl, I'm putting some orders in, do you want to go ahead and get yours in, or something along those lines, which is also, there is some options in the script also in the boards app that Lauren is putting the link in over here. And then also if they say like, I don't know, or they just don't respond, I always follow up that evening or the next day with like, hey, would you make a post for me and I put it in your giveaway, or send the same one that we said earlier, the no worries, can you post for me and I'll put you in my giveaway, because that's still bringing you in more flow.
Yeah, and I love the way that she does her follow-ups. Y'all, she is so good at making sure she's following up with those people. And you guys need to remember that it takes 9 to 12 times of talking to someone on average for them to buy something from you, okay? And I want to also throw out there that your follow-up doesn't have to always be like, hey, are you ready to buy yet? Yeah, it could literally, yes, all of these scripts are in my board, which I dropped. You might have to look around a little bit, but they're in there. Unless you remember what Courtney said, because she's literally told you what all of them are labeled.
Yeah, it's all like Christy host to post, and then it's all Bree too.
Yep. Yeah, Christy host to post is under product scripts, and then the Bree 2, like 1 and 2, that is under
reach
out. Yeah, under reach out. So they're all right there. But y'all's follow-up can literally just be like, hey, how are you doing today? Okay, if it's their birthday between the first time you talk to them and when they buy, that's a follow-up. It's making contact. It's not always about, are you ready to buy yet? It's about, how are you doing today? Show them you're a genuine person who cares. If we have a deal that happens, absolutely. Be like, hey, look, girl, this is on sale and you're going to get it for $37 off the retail price. You've got to get started now. Like, now is the time. What's your phone number? I never ask people, are you ready? I say, what's your phone number? I'm going to text you to get your order in, because generally they don't say no to that. Maybe they'll give me their phone number and then later tell me that they can't actually afford it right now, but they never said no, which means I don't feel like a total jerk off following up with them again in 4 days. So like, you know, there's that. But just remember that it all works together, you guys. It's like a car. If you have a car and you take off one wheel, you ain't getting anywhere. Okay? At least I wouldn't assume very fast or safe, okay? So I've never taken a wheel off, so I guess I technically can't say you won't get anywhere. I don't know, but I'd assume you won't get very far. You know, those 4 wheels are your 4 pillars of this business, okay? It's messaging, posting, following up, and the 4th one differs from everyone. I would say that it's host to post. Personal development is necessary. It's your engine, okay? It's not a wheel, it's your engine. You ain't going anywhere ever if you don't put an engine in the car, okay? So you've got those 4 things, 5 things that are non-negotiable, okay? You can get places with a janky timing belt, I think, maybe. I don't know. Ask Riley, can we get places with the janky timing belt?
Yeah,
we can get places, we can get places with, when you need an oil change 3 weeks ago. I am living proof of that, okay? Been there, done that way more times than I'd like to tell you. So let's make sure we're covering all of those bases, and don't get discouraged because you post and nobody comments, or because you message and nobody replies to you. It's doing all the things together. So you said that you post and you talked about how important that is, and it's important.
I just want to add something.
Yeah.
So like she says, you following up is not just going to be once, twice. Okay, they didn't say anything. They're not ready, so I'm done. I'm telling you from experience, you're going to be butthurt whenever you see somebody else already sign up your girl that you've been messaging.
Yes.
It's the worst gut feeling in the world because you were too shamed, or what is the word I'm looking for? You were too, I guess, ashamed to be able to continue to bother them.
Or lazy.
Lazy, yes. And so, like, I'm just saying, do not give up. Do not stop reaching out. Yep. When you feel like, I don't want to bother them, you better go post and message them anyway, because the second you feel that way, they're going to be over there inboxing somebody else.
Yeah. You guys, the enemy tells you that you feel like you're bothering them, but if you truly believe in these products, then you're bothering them by not reaching out. You're hurting them by not giving them the coffee that's going to be healthy and give them energy and focus while they're running around chasing 17 kids, okay? Or working 3 jobs and going to school. Like, y'all have to change your perspective, and that's what it comes down to. You're not bothering them unless you do not ask them. We have our hands on an opportunity who takes people from being homeless to about to buy their dream home this year. We have an opportunity that takes people from, needing extra money to finding the best friends in the whole world. Okay. So you guys have got to just make sure that you are focusing on it and doing things the right way. And that means reaching out to them, talking to them, doing all the stuff, following up with them, because you're hurting them if you do not reach out to them.
Yes, and another good message whenever they've kind of been like ignoring a few of my follow-ups, because that is normal. I do send the follow-up also under follow-ups in the script, and it's the follow-up weight loss, and it says, hey, would you like info on my $29 weight loss challenge? And that's just the fat fighters, and all that does is, I'm telling you, they will respond to that every time they respond to it. And once they do, I always upsell every time. Like, I don't know if it's just like, they're like, oh, $29, I can do that. And then their brain I don't know. But every time they respond back to that, if they've ignored me 5 times, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just sending this. And every time they respond back.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all, I'm dropping some of my favorite follow-ups that I use for loyal customers, because we're not really talking about distributors tonight. I'm working on getting a distributor, somebody to talk about distributor stuff next week. Somebody who's like amazing. So I use all of these. Shocker, one of them is a sample follow-up. These are all the different follow-ups that I use. But I signed a customer 12 minutes before we got on this Zoom with the Fat Fighter follow-up. She's been ignoring me for probably 9 months, and she signed up on the spot with as a customer with Fat Fighters. And she almost got the wraps as well, but she ended up deciding to add them to her next month's order. But they're already on there. Like, I went in immediately after and got that. Okay, one last question for you, and then I have a question from the chat, so y'all stick around. It's a couple minutes after, but I promise you won't regret it. When it comes to them saying, yes, they're ready to sign up, do you send them your website? Do you get their information? Do you text them? How do you actually get the customer in? Do you do it from eSuite, from the app? Like, I want you to break this down for people so that they have no more excuses on not signing 5 customers this week.
So I never send my direct website, www. I do not do that because they never, I'm telling you, maybe once in a blue moon I have somebody that gets through with their order. It doesn't happen. But I do give the option of, do you want me to walk you through my website, or I put the order in for you. So the kicker there is I'm not technically walking them through my website. I'm sending them a shopping cart. So all they do is the second they press that button, it goes straight to put their information in. They don't have time to get distracted. It's literally, they're just putting in their information and it's done. Because I do have people that don't want to give me their card information, but I'm not about to lose a sale. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. We'll go ahead and do a shopping cart. But a lot of people give me their information too. So I just kind of put that in there, their feet, but sometimes I can kind of read them and determine, okay, they're going to be okay with it. And I just ask for their information. But some people just aren't comfortable. So I'd give them the option. And then either way, I've just noticed that doing the shopping cart, I still get the order just as effectively as I do asking for their information.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I always get their information. I think I've had 3 people all year long. So for like the last 6 months, out of a couple hundred that have wanted to put in the info themselves. And 2 of those ended up giving me their info anyway because they got frustrated with trying to figure out the website. So
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, so it's totally, it's up to your discretion, but I just go into it as, I know I'm not going to steal their information. I know that I am able to put this order in faster for them than they can because I do it every single day. And so I just don't give them the option. I sent my script in here, but I literally don't give them an option. I just like, here's the info I need. I always get their phone number and text them first so that if they ghost me, they have to ghost me in 2 different places. And I will follow up on both places at the same time. I will, because I am that person. But I always just expect that they're going to have me put it in for them.
Yeah.
I just do.
You have to also, I like that she said that, that she's that person. Don't be afraid to be that person, because I'm telling you, so many times I'll let my pride get in the way of when most of the time they're like, oh, I forgot, I got busy. You've got to swap your perspective from you're bothering them to they've got a life. They're not doing this to make money. So they're not thinking like, oh, I've got to get this in to make sure they get a paycheck.
Exactly.
No, they're just thinking, I've got this to do. That's in the back of their mind. They're not thinking like we're thinking of it as a number 1. We're like a number 15 to them. So don't just switch that perspective. Once I did that, it was like a game changer with my loyals and following up. Because once you get that following up change and rolling, you're going to sign customers in a way you never thought you could.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Okay, so there's one thing I want to say about this script that I dropped in here for gummies, you guys. It's also in my boards app under Christy Host to Post. I got it from Christy Lawson, but I need to tell you guys something about it. So my follow-up says this real quick. I'm getting your order in and I wanted to let you know that I'm adding an extra bottle of gummies onto your order for free. I also have the ability to add our Fat Fighters for only $29 and give you an additional 10% off your entire order. Did you want to go ahead and do that too? If you decide to add it on this month, but then you do not want it in the future, we can easily take it off with no issues. Now, here's the reason it says it like that. Because with the pick 2, pick 3, now including the gummies, it is the exact same price for 2 bottles of gummies as it was for 1 bottle of gummies last month before they added it. So I was already using this script, but I was saying, did you want to add a bottle of gummies for only $40 more? Now I've changed it and I'm still giving them the same price. So even if they say no to the Fat Fighters, I'm still putting 2 bottles of gummies on there because the price above that includes 2 bottles of gummies in it, okay? And I do this for 2 reasons. 1, more volume. 2, I know that the clinically proven amount of gummies is 4 a day, so I want them taking 4 a day, not 2 a day. So I'm just calculating it in there. They just don't get an option about 2 gummies, but they can get the option about adding an additional an additional product. The 10% comes in because after they hit $200 of their subtotal, they get an extra 10% taken off. If you use that script, that is a 117 BV order if they add the fat fighters, and it is 113 BV if they do not add the fat fighters. So either way, 4 of those customers, you're going to get 6 under each distributor for your fast start. Every single distributor will be a 400 box if you sign just 4 people with that script. Every single one. So make sure that you guys are, using it. It is very, very, very helpful. And it is how I ended up bringing in over 3,000 in volume by myself last month. Okay. Okay. So we have a question and it says, who do you message on Instagram? People you follow or people that follow you? I go back and forth. It depends. I have 2 Instagrams because I literally get blocked on Instagram every freaking week for a week. So then while I'm blocked, it's not funny, Courtney, hush. So when I'm blocked on my one Instagram, I will start messaging on the other Instagram. And one of my Instagrams has way, way more people following me than I'm following. So I would be out of people to message in like 2 days. And the other one has so many more people that I am following than that are following me. So I don't really even care. The only thing, can you share that script, please? Yes, what script? The only thing that I do consistently and do the same way every time is that if I find somebody who I messaged more than a week ago that I am following who did not open my message at all, I unfollow them on the spot because I'm not going to waste my time messaging them for 4 more times before I unfollow them to find out that they never were going to read my message in the first place. It is Margot. Margot? Like Fargo?
No, she was saying it's kind of funny.
Oh. Yeah, whatever. There's a comma in there. It is comma Margot, period. Just
okay, I forgot we were on an English
lesson. Okay, with the free gummies. Yeah, I will share that again. It is above. If you scroll up, it's there. It is under Christy Happ under product scripts, and it simply goes like this. It's not sending my whole second message because it's cutting it off, but this is my script and you can get it from my board. If anybody needs my board, again, before we log off, please comment below so that I know that I can send it to you again.
And if you miss it, just message one of us.
Do what?
I said if they miss it on the chat or don't know how to save it, they can message one of us.
Yep, you can absolutely message me if you don't know how to save it. Or Courtney, she has the link to it too. We both use this. In here, I also have multiple other boards. I have the corporate board and I have Jade Hooper's board. Shout out to Courtney for getting that for me. And I have a lot of scripts that I got from other leaders during their power hours and stuff like that. So that's why you hear like Bree 2, Bree 1, like that is from another power hour that I was on. So, and you'll have access to all of them. They're all there. Can you guys share other boards as well here? Really appreciate it. I can, but all of the boards that I have are under that board. All of them. I literally put them under my board as well. So they're not like updated on price or anything like that, but they are all there. So you can do that. And then let me just double check, make sure I'm not lying to you about that.
You're not.
No, I have them all there. I have multiple boards there. So there should be nothing that you guys don't have access to. There are some pictures, some before and after pictures on there. The only thing that is not on there, which I will put on there as soon as we get off here, is the before and after pictures I send after the Christy message too. The second message, I send like 20 before and after pictures right after, because it is a big package. It's $178 plus tax. I know a lot of people would never consider spending that amount of money on themselves. So I want to make sure that I'm giving them all the reason to want to, by proving how many people are getting results. How, like, if they see 15 before and afters, they're gonna be like, wow, there's like actually a lot of people getting good results with these products, versus sending a before and after. And then they're like, okay, so one person out of how many, you know? So I do that, and y'all can literally use any before and after pictures that have that product listed on it. It doesn't matter if it's the only product or not, just upsell it with the products that you see on the bottom of it. So I don't have anything else. Courtney, is there anything you want to add?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, well, I think this is a success, and we will be here again next week at the same time, same place, and we are going to talk all about distributors. My goal is to get a VIP under Jade Hooper on here, and she enrolled 6 distributors yesterday and 2 or 4 today. So my goal is to get her on here. I've already messaged her, and I will continue to stalk her and message her 100 times until we can hear from her, because y'all, she's amazing. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys come back and check the team page for any other Zooms that we have. Courtney, you're good to finish the recording. You can just hit stop.